the Hoodoo Sea, the graveyard of the Atlantic, or, as we know it more commonly today, the Bermuda Triangle. I'm Lawrence Fishburne. Nearly 100 ships and planes have vanished into this enigma. On tonight's mystery, the case that made the Bermuda Triangle famous, the disappearance of Flight 19. In December 1945, in the months after World War II, a squadron of U.S. Navy torpedo bombers took off from Florida on a routine training mission and never returned. The case of Flight 19 begins on December 5th, 1945, at the Fort Lauderdale Naval Air Station. It's 2:20 p.m. 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers prepared to take off on a training mission designated Flight 19.
Marshall Bombs 17023, 150,
A choppy wind kicks up, but visibility was unlimited with blue skies.
Below glide path, on course, 3/4 mile collarbone.
The mission should have lasted just over 2 hours. Instead, these 5 planes, carrying a total of 14 men, disappear. Hours later, a Martin Mariner rescue plane with a crew of 13 goes looking for them. It too vanishes.
That Martin Mariner also failed to return to base. It is so bizarre for us to try to comprehend. 27 U.S. Navy sailors lost their lives. They disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle, and there has still never been an adequate explanation for what happened to them. It was a routine training flight, supposed to take off, drop some bombs, shoot a little navigation, and then come back to base.
So what happened to Flight 19? Did they crash somewhere near Florida's coast? Did they get hopelessly lost, ditching far out to sea? Or did they make it back to land, crashing in Florida? Deep in the waters off Florida's coast, Mike Barnett is part of a team of investigators exploring a cluster of plane wrecks off the North Florida coast. Below, the wreck comes into view. But what is it from?
And one of the first things we see is there's this big chunk of debris metal that could have been from anything. It could have been garbage pitched off a ship. It didn't really speak to me of an airplane. And the next thing we come across is a large section of flat metal with rivets. Looking through a rust hole in the top, I saw what appeared to be black rubber. I'm saying to myself, maybe this is a tire. Time is our enemy right now. The clock is ticking. We gotta find something to reveal what we're diving on. Then boom. Right there, staring us in the face, a large propeller. And right next to it is the engine. We are excited, we are stoked. We know we have an aircraft. We have a World War II vintage aircraft. But now we want to find proof positive of what this aircraft is. We want to find that smoking gun. And then we move on a little bit farther and we see this round piece of wreckage with, in the middle of it, teeth, like for gears. I'm thinking to myself, this looks like a turret. Emotions are running off the chart. Could this be an Avenger?
Barnett meets up with Rob Kraft and Paul Mayer to to share the exciting discovery.
And we checked out some targets, and I can show you some of the footage. We definitely found an aircraft. It's spread out pretty wide, and it's been busted up pretty good.
Obviously, this aircraft had a really bad day. I mean, its ending was catastrophic.
To find out what the mystery wreck is, they're joined by Roy Stafford, a former Navy pilot and World War II aircraft expert.
Got a 3-blade prop and this ball turret, which looks to me like it's definitely a ball turret.
Sounds like you got a lot of convincing clues there.
At first, I wasn't sure, you know, because there's so many World War II aircraft that had 3-bladed props. You know, the wreckage was kind of dispersed.
One by one, Roy identifies each piece. The wing, the propeller and double radial engine, and the gunner's turret with a pane of bulletproof glass. But it is the first piece of wreckage that reveals what the aircraft is. This structure, almost overlooked on the dive, is a landing gear. And the design is unique to the Avenger.
It was a perfect match because the TBM sat real high and, you know, had the torpedo bay underneath it, this, that, and the other. You know, you take the landing gear, the bulletproof glass, serrated teeth on the gears of the turret, it's all there. I'm actually 100% at this point that it's a TBM.
Roy, looking at the footage, he's pointing out multiple things. And he's saying, oh, it's this and this and this. And we're like, so it's an Avenger. He's like, oh, yeah, no doubt it's an Avenger. And that was just exciting to know.
You've made some amazing discoveries here. You found an Avenger, you've still got some other targets.
And based on what we know, Flight 19 could be in this area. This could be one of them.
Despite the challenges, the team believes they've come closer to finding Flight 19 than anyone else. And it's just a matter of time before the mystery is solved. Officially, Flight 19 is still out there, but the net could be closing fast. I'm Lawrence Fishburne. Thank you for watching History's Greatest Mysteries.